on the eViews or any other software. It was seriously very much informative, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Good
Yes.
morning, sir. Sir, thank you.
Good
I
morning.
mean, we have a lot of questions. I mean, yesterday you, very well explained each and everything. I mean, I was very new to reviews, though I have worked on certain softwares, but it was really a nice, experience for us. Thank you, sir.
This is actually the motivation behind these activities.
And to be very frank, sir, when I went through that book, Damodar sir, आपने जो recommend की थी, so it was we have the feeling, yeah, it is seriously very much difficult to work on this econometrics model and this software. But you made it all this thing very much easy that we can now, if we can say going for reading that book, I feel कि ये सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. There is no further problem.
Actually, until unless we apply it, we are unable to understand the theories.
Yes, yes, sir.
So that is very basic book, but
Yeah.
until unless we apply, we cannot make it out of it.
Yes, yes, sir.
So, sir, please suggest that book once again. What was the name of the book?
Damodar Gujarati. In email, we have suggested the book.
Okay.
Books on time series. We have suggested in the first email, getting started. Some PPTs were there, and I have forwarded all the emails of everybody, those who joined us late also. We have sent them.
Sir, I have one question. If you don't mind, may I ask you, sir?
Madam, you can ask.
No, sir, because we have not started, so I was just saying.
No, madam, no. If we have started also, then you can ask, because until unless we will ask, we will not get the.
Yes, true. Sir, yesterday, as you said, that data collection, at the time, actually, I was having in the mind that, let's say, if you were talking about that sharp single index model you were saying, right, that we were collecting the data on the return on the market, and another it was like return on the one of the stock.
Yeah.
So in that case, is it required that if we are collecting the data of, let's say, return on the market, we are getting the BSC, right? Then whatever the stock, it will be again from the BSC only, or is it okay that we will collect the data of the stock from the NSC?
Madam, what is your objective?
Objective, let's say, I just want to, we can say, go for the single index model only. That how there is an impact of a market in terms of the Sensex on the one of the stock.
Then the impact will be shown in BSC listed stock or NSE listed stock.
One of stock that I am taking the data, I am saying that if it will be from the NSC.
I got your point, but you know, suppose you are collecting the data of X company.
Okay.
And you want to compare that with Sensex.
Okay.
So, is that X company listed in Sensex or not?
Yeah, it is listed.
Okay, so your objective is to know whether the share price of X company is affected or impacted by Sensex or not.
Okay.
So Sensex will impact the company which is listed in its exchange more than the other stock exchanges. So it is wiser to select the same exchange. Otherwise, whatever you will put in the software, this will be something. Software will not deny until unless commands are not wrong.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is wiser.
It is. And the another that if let's say we are collecting the data of opening price, then for all the stocks, let's say, or for all, let's say, the Sensex, the price should be opening only.
Madam, if opening means opening, closing means closing. Generally we take adjusted close. We do not take even close prices also.
Yeah, it's
adjusted close. We take adjusted close.
Fine. So for all the stocks or for any of the, we can say, sample, we are collecting the data, it should be in terms of the same time period. Then we may say it is a time series.
Yes. No,
Yes.
no. Same time period doesn't mean, but data frequency should be same.
Frequencies should be same. Fine. So if you are collecting monthly, then for both the stocks, if you are working, let's say for economic variables, for
Yeah,
the let's say the GDP and inflations, if you are collecting the data annually, then for all the variables, data should be annually.
annually.
Fine,
If
fine,
we
fine,
if we do not have annual data, then we have to convert.
fine, sir. Fine.
Then only number of observations should be equal.
Should be same. Yes, yes. Observation should be same. And is it something that the time period in terms of, let's say, as I asked, if it is on the closing, then for all the, we can say, let's say, I'm working on more than two stocks. Then in that case, all the stocks adjusting closing price, and let's say the frequency is monthly, then I need to go for the monthly only.
Yeah.
Fine, 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 sir. And sir, yesterday, whatever you taught, actually that PPT, it may be whatever you sent us, it is not with us for the time series.
Madam, please see all the 6 PPTs and prepare the base.
Okay,
If your base is clear, then you can do anything.
okay, sir.
And for any particular topic, you tell me, I will share. There is no problem. We do not want to hide anything. We do not
Yes,
want
yes,
to, yeah, we do
yes,
not want to keep anything with us. We believe in distribution. So
yes,
today's file, I hope you got the today's file.
yes, sir. We got it. I got it. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. We can
Good
wait
morning and
to
good morning,
next,
everyone. Just one side question. This
good morning, sir. Good
adjusted
morning. Yeah,
adjusted
please.
closing price, how is that derived, please?
Sir, you can go to Yahoo Finance. Just a minute. I will just show you. Okay.
No problem, sir. I'll do it. No problem.
You go to Yahoo Finance. I can show you. Just 1 minute. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Go to Yahoo Finance. Okay. This is the screen. Search for company. Okay. There you can type company, any company. Okay. Like TCS. Okay. Any company. Okay. So it will show you the TCS listed in NSE, TCS listed in BSC, TCS listed in Nasdaq, New York Exchange. So which stock market you want to derive the data? Okay. So you collect TCS NSE. Company is here. Okay. So by default, it will show you the 1 year data, historical data. Go to historical data.
Yeah.
By default, it will take 1 year. I hope so.
Okay.
Max, go max, maximum. Start summary historical. Yeah. By default, it is taking 29 December 2019, 29 December 2020. You can change dates. Okay. You can get for 5 years or maximum, whatever is available. You want daily frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you want. Then you can download. And when you click on download, it will ask the format. Generally in Excel, it will give. You can download it. And only adjusted close price. This is you must use adjusted close. It will give you open, high, low, close, volume. Could use adjusted. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir. So, sir, one related question now.
Yeah.
So, for example, a company, company is given their annual reports, information about the share prices, and this is part of corporate governance. So, in that report, they give monthly figures for all the 12 months.
Yeah.
So, in that case, also, we should actually go to the exchange figures and get the adjusted closing price, right? In order to find out the MCAP, because they give only high and low figures.
Sir, that is okay, but when will you get annual report?
That's okay. So I'm looking at historical data. Let us say
Historical data, but not recent data.
Okay. Got it.
Not recent data.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank
If
you,
you
sir.
want recent data, if you want to study the impact of COVID on stock market, then
Yes,
you have to wait for, when will the report will come? In
that
21 July, at least.
we can proceed.
Yeah. So, yeah.
हेलो
Yeah.
सर, गुड मॉर्निंग। एक विक्रम बोल रहा हूँ। एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन था सर।
Good morning, sir. बताएं।
सर, एक थोड़ा सा डाउट था कि कल जब हम रिग्रेशन रन कर रहे थे तो उसमें ये था कि डिपेंडेंट इंडिपेंडेंट, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हमें नहीं पता है तो देन वी हैव टू गो विद आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव, वो एलआर से जाना चाहिए। ओके सर, मैं एक चीज पूछ रहा था कि एक टेस्ट होता है दैट इज कॉजुअलिटी टेस्ट, दैट इज कॉजल ग्रांजर टेस्ट होता है शायद। व्हाट
सर
डज
वो
इट?
वो वो
जी
हमारे एजेंडा का कल का है। कल फर्स्ट और सेकंड सेशन में हम
जी।
पहले को इंटीग्रेशन पढ़ेंगे और कल फिर थर्ड सेशन में जो ग्रेंजर कॉजलिटी है तो वो हम पढ़ेंगे।
ओके
लेकिन
ओके।
लेकिन लेकिन उसकी कंडीशंस कुछ अलग हैं। जब डेटा हमारा स्टेशनरी नहीं होता है तब हम उन टेस्ट को लगाते हैं। उन टेस्ट के ऑब्जेक्टिव कुछ अलग हैं। हम ऑब्जेक्ट ये फाइंड आउट करने के लिए डिपेंडेंस इंडिपेंडेंस अपना ऑब्जेक्टिव बनाने के लिए ग्रेंजर कॉजलिटी पर नहीं जा सकते।
अच्छा, मतलब वो हमें लिटरेचर से ही जाना पड़ेगा।
अब वो
लिटरेचर।
नहीं, लिटरेचर से जाएं, आप एक्सपर्ट टॉक से जाएं, जैसे भी जाएं, बट ग्रेंजर कॉजलिटी आपका ये बताएगा दिस वेरिएबल इज ग्रेंजर कॉजिंग दिस वेरिएबल। ओके।
अच्छा।
तो तो हम जब डेटा स्टेशनरी नहीं होता, व्हेन डेटा इज नॉट स्टेशनरी एंड
ओके
वी हैव सम टेक्निक्स लाइक को-इंटीग्रेशन एंड ग्रेंजर कॉजलिटी। So tomorrow we will discuss all these things only
ओके
in
ओके
time series. So
ओके।
that is when data is not stationary, we cannot apply OLS. We cannot apply OLS. Even
ओके
even Granger cause will tell you this is the this variable is causing this variable. After that also you cannot apply OLS regression. You cannot apply because the data is not stationary. That's why we went to the Johnson co-integration and causality.
ओके सर। ओके ओके
So,
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
so tomorrow we will discuss that only.
श्योर श्योर।
Before we start, any other question? Yes, please. Before we start, any other question?
Good morning, sir. No
Good
question
morning,
from my
sir.
side.
No question. Anybody else who has any question? Please ask. Otherwise, I should start. So should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
The only question is, how are you? That's all.
I'm fine. What about you?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I hope it's visible to you.
Yes, sir. Visible.
यस सर।
So let's start with the day. Today, let us discuss about the agenda. What will be the agenda for today? So we have 3 sessions like yesterday. So agenda for today is session 1, stationarity, non-stationarity, random walk, deterministic trend, and stochastic trend. Okay. And in session 2, we will discuss about testing for stationarity, how to test, differencing and detrending, and dealing with structural breakpoints. Yesterday we left our discussion here, but today we will discuss in the session 2 structural breakpoint and multiple structural breakpoint. Everything we will discuss here. So likewise, and session 3 will be for ARIMA modeling. So any doubt?
नो सर।
Okay, so let's start with the day with this quote. The choice is yours. Either you work hard or you perish. What you want?
फर्स्ट वन।
First one.
Excuse me,
Because-
sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you please increase the volume from your side?
Okay, like.
Thank you.
Is it fine now? Hello? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madam, is it fine?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, choice is first one, work hard. So, we will work hard. So, believe in yourself. Working hard is important. But before working hard, you must believe in yourself that you can do. If you don't believe that you can do, then really you will not do. Okay. So, you must believe in work hard and yourself. Let's start. So, something interesting. Everything has been thought before, but the problem is to think it of again. Everything means when we are doing regression, when we are forecasting, when we are estimating, when we are predicting, everything has been done earlier, but we need to think the problem. What is this and how to deal with it? Concepts without perceptions are empty. Perceptions without concepts are blind. So you must have concepts and you must have perceptions also. All models are wrong, but some are useful. So until unless you use, all models are wrong. But if you want to use, some of them are useful for you. So these are some quotes for today. Yesterday we discussed about what is the time series. I need not to explain again. What is the realization process of time series? How we realize? What is the process of realization that we have yesterday discussed about this? This is the time series graph. Features of time series, we have seen time series data may be related to their own past, like autoregressive moving average process. They may be subject to deterministic trend, seasonal or cyclical trend. Multivariate analysis, they may have cross correlation. We discussed the purposes for which time series are used. I will pause for 30 seconds. Okay, am I audible? I came back. One response.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we discussed the purpose of for which time series is used or are used. Time series forecasting purpose, estimation for establishing relationship. When we forecast, when we estimate, when we establish relationship, yesterday we had discussed a lot. So where the information is hidden, is it in time, is it in own past, own residual, or some other variable, some other time series? So let's see. The whole fight in time series modeling is identify the source of information. If we know the source of information, we can use the information for forecasting, estimation, and establishing relation. Once the source of information is identified, how to use the same data to estimate the parameters of model to get best estimators. Ultimate fight is to get best estimators. What are the estimators?
So slope and intercept.
Yeah. So the whole fight is this to get best estimator. So this is important to understand, appreciate, and feel. So yesterday we have seen time series plot, parallelogram, how to identify the pattern and behavior of time series. This we have seen realization of a value which is purely random, following normal probability distribution, and this is the trend time series behavior is different from earlier one. Then behavior of this is having a shock. We have shock here. So in this structural break, there is a break. Then in this there is some upward trend, but the series, two series are there, and they are co-moving, co-trending. The series are co-trending. Okay. So,
Sir, in this series, can we say that one series is able to estimate or forecast the other series?
So,
if they are co-trending?
until unless we establish relationship with the modeling,
Acha.
we cannot say.
Okay, sir.
So, but now with the help of this graph, we are seeing that they are co-trending.
Okay.
They are
Is
going. They are
Is
going.
it co-integration? Co-integration, you can say.
Madam, in case of co-integration, the precondition is that series must be non-stationary. But still, we have not checked whether the series is stationary or non-stationary. So they are co-trending. We can use co-integration on this series. We can, but results will tell that are they co-integrated or not. Results will tell.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But this is co-trending. So another tool was correlogram. So we have seen AC and PAC, autocorrelation and partial correlation. Sometimes we use ACF, PACF, autocorrelation function, partial autocorrelation function. So from here we have seen the behavior. Is there any autocorrelation? Means the yesterday's price is affecting the price of today or not? So we can see the significance if the this line is crossing these limits, then this is significant. Otherwise, this is not significant. So autocorrelation, partial correlation. Yesterday we have discussed. Any doubt? Any doubt in autocorrelation and partial correlation?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is Q statistics. Yesterday we have discussed formula also. So how to model these time series for forecasting thing. Yesterday we have done that also. Time series may be a function of time, means it has a trend. Time series may be a function of its own history. Past determines future. Time series may be a function of some exogenous variable, independent factors that determine it. So, do you remember these? Yesterday evening we were discussing this.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir.
These are different models.
Models. But what does it? What does this model tells us?
For example, the upper one is y is a function of time.
Yeah. What does it mean?
That the present time is a function of some past data.
No. Past data means this.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Both the cases are time period will remain same.
In second, yes, sir. That the today's price is dependent on is a function of yesterday's price.
No, sir. No. That is the second function. Yes,
in the second only.
No,
but in the upper one, it is a function of time.
Function of time. So yes. Anybody else who want to say something? Anybody else who want to say something? Okay, so in first equation, yt is a function of time. So only time is a factor which is affecting my variable, dependent variable. Okay. So in second, yt is a function of yt minus 1. Means yesterday's price is a determining factor for today's price.
Right, sir.
In equation number 3, yt is a function of xt. It means yt is dependent variable and some other variable, that is x. So my determining factor for y is x. This is exogenous variable in this equation. But in this equation, the lag of my dependent variable is determining. In this, only time is my determining factor. Yesterday we have seen, we have done this with the I hope exercises we will do. Forecast and forecast error pertains to out of sample. Okay, when we say forecast, we do forecast for out of sample. Okay, prediction we do for the residual pertain to in sample. So prediction, when we do prediction, we say residual. So this is means in sample. In sample and out of sample. Any doubt to anybody? In sample and out of sample.
Okay.
No doubt. So in
No,
sample,
sir, can you please explain a little bit what is out of sample means? That means whatever we forecast for which we are not having any observations, that is out of sample basically. Is it correct, sir?
sir, whatever, just a minute, someone is asking to enter. Okay. So whatever sample we have, like
Yes,
we have the data from 2010 to 20. Okay. So we have actual values,
Yes, sir.
and we want to calculate predicted values for the same time period, 2010 to 20. So that is in sample,
Okay,
and we are predicting.
okay, sir.
And in case if you want to forecast for 2021, 22, 23, then this will be, your forecast.
Got it.
But
Okay.
it will be based on the past data, sir. Correct, sir?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely.
So that the sample data will remain the same in both the cases.
Sample data will be remains same in both the cases, but here you are predicting for the same time period for which you have
Okay.
data. But here you are, forecasting for the future,
Okay.
for which you do not have data.
Okay, sir. So they are also observations, but out of sample.
They are not observations. They are not observations. You are calculating the values. Suppose you have sales of a company from 2010 to 20, and you want to know what will be the sale for 21, 22, 23. Then this will be forecast. So that is not observation, purely forecast.
But sir, then out of sample observations you are writing, sir. They pertain to out of sale observations.
Out of sample observations, when you provide the data, then that will be observation. Once you generate the data, after that this will be observation.
Okay.
But you will generate the data, you will predict the data. If you see in newspapers and gold will reach to 60,000, gold will reach to 62,000. Somebody has done some study, and out of that study, the particular person is saying that gold will reach to that level. So now that is observation.
Sir, suppose if you are forecasting that the Sensex will be so and so, right, sir? NSE Sensex will be so and so. So, do you mean to say that we should term that forecast value as observation out of sample?
Yes. So, if you forecast, and I will take that data and I work upon on that data and I invest according to your, so that will be observation for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Even though it is forecast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sir,
I
please
hope-
give in sample observations example too.
In sample, okay. I have given example, like you have the sales data of 2010 to 20. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I am writing here. Just a minute. Sales data from 2010 to 20. So you have actual data with you,
Yes, sir.
and you will formulate an equation
Yes, sir.
like sales is equal to, for example, sales data from 2010 to 2020. Okay, this is actual data. Now,
Yes, sir, yes.
Now you have framed the equation. Sales is a function of time. Okay, so time here is year. Okay, sales is a function of year. Clear? Definitely. No
Yes,
issue.
sir.
So your equation will be like sales is equal to alpha plus beta time plus beta time. Beta year time is year here. This will be your equation.
Yes, sir.
So when you fit your data, the given data only from 2010 to 20 in this equation, you will get some other data which is not equal to the actual data. This is actual data,
Yes, sir.
and here you will calculate the data on the basis of this equation.
That is will be expected data. Am I correct, sir?
That is, yeah, expected data. Yeah. So y hat. This is y hat. So expected data. This will be your expected data or predicted data for the period of 2010 to 20 itself.
Correct, sir.
So the difference between actual data and predicted data will be your residual.
Correct.
Will be your residual. Like I will do.
Correct.
Wait.
Like a regression equation.
I have some questions related to it. I will show you. So I hope, madam, you got it, or some other point you want to discuss?
Clear, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, it's clear. Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Yeah.
is it like the least square method where we can estimate as well, predict as well as, forecast?
Yeah,
Like-
definitely, madam.
Yeah.
We are doing OLS only.
Yeah.
Least square we are doing. Okay. So challenge number 3. Do you think that modeling of a time series is a so simple task? Like which model will work? Determining the model in itself is not an easy task. So I'm not making it difficult, but it is, because you have to think. What do you think? Whatever model we deployed so far are correct? Let's see. Are estimates best? So whatever model we develop, look to the right model. Are they really so? Model number 1. Sales is a function of time, because here error term is also there. Sales is equal to alpha plus beta here, and error term. Model number 2, return of a company is equal to alpha plus beta, return t minus 1 plus error term. Yesterday we have seen Reliance returns and Reliance return of previous day. So we have seen whether I hope we have run the regression on prices, not returns. So prices of today are dependent on prices of yesterday or not. Then return of a company is dependent on return of market or not. So these are the some models, and these models may give us best results or may not give best results. Think why? Because maybe other factors are involved in your you should involve other factors also, other variables also in your model, and for that you have to study the literature, how many factors and which factor is really important in determining your dependent variable. So you must include that. So any question before we proceed further? Any question?
From my side, no, sir.
No. Okay. Okay. So what next? Again, yesterday we have discussed this PPT also. Let's say this is the Garma madam, I hope your question was there. So let's try to forecast using time series. So assume that we have time series data of sales of a company for 15 years, and we want to make a forecast for next year. We want to make forecast for next year. So this is part of data, but I hope you have file of sales data. Let's see, whatever file you have sales data, please check it. We have sales data. See in today's folder.
Sir, sales data with structural and sales data, which file should we?
Only sales data. Only sales data. You have. Yesterday we have shared.
Yeah, it is there.
Yes,
Only
we have
sales data.
yesterday's file.
It is there.
Yeah, it is there.
Okay. Sales data. So open it. Opened it. Okay. So we have the data of sales. We have the data of year 91 to 2017. Okay. So this is the different data from PPT, but we have to exercise. We have to see how to model it. Did you get the data? Should I go ahead?
Yeah, we got.
Okay. So what to do? We will run the regression. Okay. So how to run regression? Select sales, then C, right click, open as equation. Or did you get the equation? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Did you get the equation? Results?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What-
sir. Yes, sir.
What are the results? What are the results? You have coefficient.
Significant.
You have
Year
constant.
and constant. Significant.
You have constant. Okay. So I hope. Let me try it once again. Yeah. So what will be my equation? What will be my equation?
Minus 125511.4 plus 65.744 into year.
Sir, can I get it as it is? I need not to write. eViews gives us option for equation also. Go to view, representation, and this will be your equation. Copy, and I'm pasting it on PPT.
Yeah, it has come, sir.
Did you get it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Same.
Did you get it? So this is my dependent variable sales. This is my slope parameter. This is year, and this is my
Constant.
constant. Okay, constant is in negative y, and so much high. 1,25,511. Can anybody tell me why this is so high? Why this is so high? Calculation. by-
I think the sales are in the declining trend, sir.
No.
Then
Because we have taken year. So once we will multiply this value with the year, which year is denoted in terms of
Here is, so it has taken as it is, eh?
1991. 1991.
Okay.
So
Instead of as a base as 1, 2, 3.
yeah. So for that purpose, we can create one more series also. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is okay, but we can calculate. Answer will be same. There is no issue. Okay. So now the term is to predict and forecast. There are two terms: predict and forecast. So first we will predict and then forecast. But in this SPSS, eViews function, you will see as equation we have run. Then on the regression file, there is a tab forecast. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Click on it and OK. Okay.
Mhm.
Now see here, you must have sales app, one new variable, sales app. One new variable.
This is we have, so this is we have done for within the sample, no, sir?
Within the sample.
Okay.
This you have. Okay.
Okay, plus minus standard error. Okay.
So this
Sales
becomes
app.
the predicted value, is it?
Sorry.
This is a predicted value by our model.
Predicted value. Okay. So now what to do? You open sales and sales app simultaneously. Select both. Right click, open as group, and make a graph.
Yes, sir.
Did you get it?
Sir, come again, sir. कैसे किए
So
sir?
can you repeat the steps?
Select
Graph
sales, select sales and sales F, right click, open as group, okay, view, graph, okay. So that's
Sales F you created what equation you have used for forecasting?
Madam, once I have run regression, in regression pop-up, I have one option to forecast. I have clicked on forecast, then OK, then new series automatically generated. Should I repeat it?
खाली जो ग्राफ आया ना सर, ये जो खाली इसका बता दीजिए सर, ये कैसे आया?
मैं repeat पूरा process repeat. I am repeating the complete process. Okay. Don't worry. So you have the data of sales and year. Okay.
Yes sir.
You have the data of sales and year. You select both, first sales, then year. Okay. Right click, open as equation. Okay. You got
Yes,
the
sir.
regression results?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
You got the regression results? Are
Yes,
you with
sir.
me?
Yes.
Okay, then you must see forecast tab in this regression line, regression result. Are you able to see it?
Yes sir.
Hello, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Click on forecast, and you can see this is showing the forecast sample 1991 to 2017. Means within the sample it is showing. It is showing within the sample. I will click OK. Once I will click OK, I will receive this chart. Okay. I will close this. I will close this. Yes. And I have one new series with the name sales app, sales forecast. I have. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes
Right.
sir.
Now I will select sales and sales app, both.
Okay.
Right click, open as group.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now we have two variables, sales and sales app. Go to view, graph, basic type, line and symbol. By default, I will click OK. So can you see?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Got it? On my screen there is a lag, I hope. But is it visible on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see two lines. One blue line is actual sales. Blue line is actual sales. Okay. And this orange line is your sales forecast, sales prediction. Okay. Prediction of sales. And whatever is beyond the line, means above or below, that is residual. That is residual.
Correct.
So any question till now?
सर आपने जो पहले ग्राफ किया था ना, so there were 3 lines. So
No, that okay, 3 lines.
yes, and in this graph there are 2 lines.
No. I'm just telling you that is different thing. Okay, if you want to keep this graph, you do not want to leave this. Go to freeze. Are you able to see freeze?
Yes, sir.
Click on it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this will be created and this will not go anywhere. Okay, so now I'm going again on that graph. Don't worry. I will tell you the difference. You are talking for this graph. Okay.
Yes, why, sir, these 3 lines are there?
No. See, this is the blue line is the sales app, forecasted sales. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And these are the limits.
Okay, fine.
And we can see that this predicted sales is within the limit.
Fine.
Within the limit. These are acceptable limits. Okay. These are the acceptable limits. So this is telling us that the prediction is not crossing the standard errors or acceptable limits of 5%. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, got it, sir.
Got it. So what is the next task for us? Tell me. What is the next task for us?
Excuse me, sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
This 5% limit, which we have got through this orange dotted line, is this because of the equation that the model has created, or it is otherwise?
By default, it is in the system, and when we predict, so it must be within the range. If it is crossing the range, it means some error is there. Means our data has some problem.
Suppose there was an outlier, then this would be wider, or?
Madam, this will go beyond that line.
No, sir, my question is, these borders that we have got, this is 5% fixed, whatever, irrespective of the data that we have, or this is because of the variation which was there in the data corresponding to the model that has been created?
Yeah, because in social sciences, generally we work on 95% confidence level.
So this 5% is fixed, so it should be within that. And if it is not, then there would be the error.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So this is the comparison of actual and your predicted. Okay. What is the next task for us? Sorry.
Yes, madam.
Next is residual analysis.
Residual analysis. We need not to worry about residual analysis because.
Sir, checking fitness, sir. Errors checking, sir. Fitness test, sir.
Yeah. So that yesterday we have discussed about residual diagnostic. You can do residual diagnostic. You need not to calculate residuals. From regression itself, you can go. Okay. You need not to calculate separately residuals. Yesterday we have done residual statistics, correlogram, and histogram, serial correlation, and heteroscedasticity. We have done yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All these are for residuals. You need not to calculate residuals separately and run analysis. With the help of only regression analysis, you can do, because residual value is there. Where is the residual value? This is standard error of regression. Standard error of regression. So you have already some squared residuals. You have already. So this is smart enough. This will take care, and this will give you the residual diagnostic. And you can use correlogram. You can use heteroscedasticity. Yesterday we have done this like correlogram squared residuals. Okay, we have seen this. So they are within the limits. One more we have done, actual fatigue residuals. So this we have not like that. Some other.
White test you did not, sir?
We have done so many. This we have done. We can see are residuals within limits or not.
So, no, they are going outside. Some of the points are going outside.
Yeah, few points are outside. So
yes,
we need not to check residuals. We need not to calculate residuals separately. We can do this with the inbuilt functions out of this one. Okay. Okay. So what is the next step? Please tell me.
Sir, I have one question. That based on that graph, can we say something in terms of that predicted model is significant or not? Based on that graph. Yes, sir.
From this graph.
Yes, sir.
You can say, because almost half of the values, almost not exactly, are above and half below. So and regression line covers maximum data points.
Fine, sir. So if we draw that two lines and if all the points are within that range, then we can say maybe that yes. Am I right, sir?
Yes, we can say.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other point? Can you imagine what is the next point? No.
Sir, I think we have to check all the assumptions of regressions. After that, we have to report the result.
Sir, before running regression,
Yes,
you have
sir.
to
Good
check.
afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before running, मतलब homoscedasticity or squared of
you have to check for the assumptions of OLS your data.
हाँ तो कोई बात नहीं एडजस्ट कर लो ना हेलो
Please meet yourself. Satvir sir.
मैडम
Satvir sir.
अलग अलग पीओ जो है ना अलग अलग कभी कभी टाइम गैप बढ़ जाता है दो पीओ के बीच में इसलिए मैंने
Satvir sir.
अच्छा जी अच्छा मैडम एक ही हाँ वो सही है जैसे अपना वो
Okay, sir, what was your question?
No, sir, I was telling that after running the regression, we have to check the assumptions. Then we have to go for the out of the sample prediction. That was my point.
Yes, sir, you are right. Now, next point is how to predict for out of sample. Okay. Now, suppose this data is of just a minute. This data here sales up to 2017. I want to check for 18, 19, 20. Okay. So how to do that for? Is it clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So how to do that? Because until unless we forecast for future, analysis is of no use. Okay. So this file is eViews file. You have to create an Excel file for this. Okay. So create an Excel file. How to create? Create new Excel file. Okay, sales data. And you can copy paste values from here. Like this is sales year. This is sales. Okay.
So this is actual sale, not the predicted sale, no?
Actual. Okay. So in this sheet, increase the years for which you want to predict. Like you want to predict for up to 21. Okay. Or maybe 20, 30, 20, 40, 20, 50, whatever you want. You simply what you need to do, you create the years. Okay. Any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
And save the file. Save the file. Now open that file in eViews. Are you learning something? Simply drag the Excel file to eViews window. It will be there. Okay. So sales up to 2017.
Yes, sir.
And your year to 2030. Clear? Any doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
No. Okay. So this is my range 19, 20, 30, and this is my sample. So you have to correct the sample. Okay. Sales is up to 2017. So you have to change the values of sample. Okay. So sample from where? 1991 na? Or 2001? 1991, 2017. So you can see my range is 1991 2030 for your observation, but sample size is 1991 to 2017. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
लास्ट वाला स्टेप एक बार बता दीजिएगा, क्योंकि ये बहुत ट्राई करने पे होता नहीं है। सैंपल वाला लास्ट में जो आपने चेंज किया।
Sir, double click on sample
ओके
and give range here 1991 to 2017. Actual data, whatever we have, we give the data.
ओके ठीक है।
Okay. Now run regression sales year. Okay. Open as group. Run regression. So actual data is there up to 2017. We have up to 2017, and this we can delete. Okay, it closed down. I have to open it again. Finish it up. No. Sales. Okay, it's clear. I have to set it again. Sample 1991 2017. Okay. So I hope till time you are here. I will run regression sales here. Open education. Okay. You got it?
Yes, sir.
The same values. The same values. There is no problem. Okay. Now go to forecast. Go to forecast. Change the range. Now you want 2017 to 2013. Okay. 2018 to 2030. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Press OK and close it. Go to sales app. You will get the data from 2001 to 2030. So up to 2070, then again 18 to 2030. You have predicted for future also, forecasted for future also.
And sir, now we can plot the graph between the sales S and sales F also, so that we can see the graph also.
Sir, do you have sales from 2018 to 2013? 30?
नहीं, that we don't have. सर वो ऐसा ग्राफ दिखाते हैं ना कि फोरकास्टेड वैल्यू अलग से लगती है, वो मैं इसलिए बोल रहा था.
We can go. There is no problem, but you cannot compare.
Okay.
We can go, but the problem is there. You cannot compare only. This is sales app, okay? Because sales data is not the actual data. So this is the sales app. This is showing up to 17. Just a minute. You can do one thing. You can create the graph for this sales app. Okay. So sales app graph is this. 1991 to 2017. Data is up to 2030.
हाँ वो ग्राफ में नहीं आ
ग्राफ में नहीं आ रहा है. Sales and sales app open as graph. Okay. Line and simple. Normal. Multiple graphs. No. I hope it's not taking or some issue is there. So 1991 to 2017, but we have predicted values. We will see the issue later on, but we have predicted values up to 2030. So you can see. Okay. And what we can do, just a minute. We have so many solutions. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is,
Sir, both are forecast data only.
no, both are not forecasted.
सर उसने ईयर को भी ले लिया है मेरे ख्याल से.
Sales. This is the forecasted period. Okay. This is the forecasted period. But some issue is there. I don't know why it is not taking both. But because values are not there, so I don't think so. Just a minute. You can do one more thing. Why it is not taking sales? Missing value.
Good morning.
I think, sir, those sales may be overlapping with the data because some of the values are same. For example, at the road number 16, the values, forecast values as well as actual values are same. So I think that's why only one single graph line is coming.
Just a minute. We have to go to e-views again. And do the process once again. Sales and here, because we have forecasted for that period only. Now go to equation. Okay, forecast. We take it complete period 1991 to 2030. Okay.
Delhi.
Okay. Yes. Now make a graph of sales and sales forecast. Open as group. View graph. Okay. Now, are you able to? But up to 16, okay? Not beyond that. But we have data up to 2030. Now we will take this data to. Okay. Insert line. Okay, now is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
So this red line is sales forecast and blue line is your sales, actual sales. So now anybody has any doubt?
No, sir.
No. Should we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So we have done with then this is the equation. On the basis of this equation, you can calculate the values of, Should we do it? Should we check it or you will do it?
So we will do it.
Okay, thank you. So this is the equation. Now sales forecast. Now we are talking about problems. What problems we can get? What to say about the prediction? In this case, this is predicted sales and this is actual sales. Blue line is the actual sales and red line is the predicted sales. Is it correct?
No, sir.
If we model it, then model will be like that. Some other values will be there, but model will be like that. But is it correct model? No.
No, sir.
So that's why we are discussing model may be correct or may not be. So sorry, model may give best result or may not give best result. So in this case, this will not give the best result. So let's see how to deal with it. We will discuss in the next lecture. So here, this is the structural break. And it is a structural breakpoint. Such a structural breakpoint make our job of prediction, estimation and establishing decision more difficult. We cannot predict directly. How to do, we will discuss. So how to take care of such structural break in one of the challenge with which we shall be confronting. So let's see. You have data sales with structural changes. Open it. only make a graph, nothing else. Nothing else. Sales data with structural changes. Make a graph only. You have the data? Sales data with structural changes. Did it? Did it? Please tell me so that I can go ahead. Sales
Yes, sir.
data with
Yes,
structural change. You got it? So this is the, but if we run regression will be run, and we will, get the figure like that. Sales and sales scorecards, open a group, make a graph. Okay. Because we have done some corrections here. Otherwise, this will be some different. Okay. So we will deal with this next session. Now let's move ahead. So some interesting time series graphs. See, what is this? If we will predict in this for future or for this time series, will we get the correct result? I hope no. What about this? What about this?
This we can get, sir.
No. In this, we may or we not. We may not. We have to see. We may or we may not, because after
Not,
this,
may not,
this
sir.
part, I'm not sure. I'm not means concluding anything. I'm not saying will we get or will not get, but let us see. These charts are showing a fact that time series are not stationary. Okay, they are not stationary. If time series is not stationary, forecasting and prediction is not best. So why should I be bothered by the time series? Stationary time series, we cannot use OLS to get the estimates of a regression based on time series. If time series is not stationary, we cannot run OLS to get the best regression results. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
Before we'll run the regression, is it required to check
I request participants to mute if you do not have any question and let others ask question. Please. Who is asking? Vibha madam, you are asking, or Dr. Janvi?
No, sir.
Who is asking?
Sir, Janvi here, sir.
Yeah, please, madam.
Sir, my question was that before we'll run the regression, so is it required that first we'll check the stationarity of the database?
Definitely, madam. Definitely.
Fine, sir. Okay, sir.
If data is not stationary, we cannot run OLS.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
now OLS works when its assumptions are true. So we have seen many times a time series does not satisfy the assumption of homoscedasticity. Yesterday we have discussed a lot, and no autocorrelation. So there should be homoscedasticity and there should be no autocorrelation. Then this series will be stationary. If they are there is a heteroscedasticity and autocorrelation is there, the culprit is non-stationary. Data is non-stationary. So what if you perform regression analysis on non-stationary time series? You will get in trouble. What? We may get spurious regression. If series is not stationary and you have run regression, you may get spurious regression. Go to one file, go to random series, correlogram and spurious regression. Open that file. Which file? Random series. Do you have this file? Random series, correlogram and spurious regression. Got the file? Got the file? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Open random series 1 and random series 2, both as open as group. Go to view, graph, and select scatter. Okay. What kind of regression equation you will get out of it? Any one or two comment on this?
Sir, downward sloping.
Sir, where is the downward sloping?
There is no pattern, sir.
There are two time series. There are two time series, and this is scatter plot. If you fit any regression line will be like that. Line will
It will be sort of horizontal.
Yeah.
Depending on the coordinates.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, so this is my file, and out of this one and this one open as a group. So again, I'm making a scatter plot. So what kind of graph you will get? You will not get. No, the line will be like this, line will be like this, line will be like this, that. But this will not cover these, but they are correlated. There is no problem. But spurious correlation will be there. Your residuals will be far away from your line. Okay?
So heteroscedasticity will be there.
Yeah. Data is heteroscedastic. Clear? Now. Let's move ahead. We will deal with this. One must ensure that the series is stationary. How to, to get consistent forecast and other results, one must ensure that the series is stationary. So what is stationary? Now the question arises, what is stationary? Stationary is an idea which talks about the stationarity of the parameters of the time series. We have two concepts of stationary. One is weak stationary, another one is strong stationary. What is weak stationary? A time series is said to be weakly stationary if it has constant mean, constant variance, covariance function depends on time, difference between values of the variables. So it is also called as second order stationary or covariance stationary. Now, what is strong stationary? A time series YT is said to having a strong stationary if joint probability of distribution of any m observation made at time t1, t2, tm is the same as that associated with m observations made at time t plus 1, t1 plus k, t2 plus k, tm plus k. So if we observe certain variables at t time and we calculate the same observation after some time, the joint probability distribution is of the observation is same, then it is known as stationary, strong stationary. So kindly note that one is stationary process, one is stationary time series. So characteristic of stationary process, it is mean reverting. The series will be mean reverting. Series data points will go up and down, but ultimately they will revert to its mean value. it has finite memory. It is not affected by autocorrelation. Okay, it has finite memory. The impact of shock dies out with time. Okay, there is a sudden shock in the market or in any data, so it dies out with time. It do not keep it in memory, but in structural break there is a sudden change or any shock, and it does not die out. It will go upward or go downward. It has a finite variance. So this is characteristic of stationary process. So let's take a pause.
Sir, sorry, ये जो finite memory वाला है, sir, can you please elaborate what is the meaning of this memory part?
Sir, there is a sudden change in the stock market. For example,
okay, sir.
For example, some news came out in market and market goes up or goes down. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
But the impact of that change dies out with time. With time means within a day, within 2 days, within 3 days, that
Okay,
dies
sir.
out. So it has finite memory.
So it means there is no cycles or seasonable impact, sir?
So, sir, if there is a cycle in the data, then data is not stationary. The
Yes, sir.
process
That
is not
dies out, I am saying, sir.
but again, at the same time, in the next year, it will come up.
Okay.
Okay.
So memory is there. Memory is there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, I think the data, it will try to remain to the mean value, right, sir?
Mean reverting process. It will go up, down, but it will come back to the mean. If it is not coming back to the mean, like in case of structural break, sudden change, sudden increase or decrease, and after that it is not coming back. Okay, have you seen the structural break graph? If you remember it.
Yes, we do remember.
Like if you can see, you must remember, but today itself we have discussed. Like in this graph itself, so there is a sudden change, but it is not coming back. Okay, it is going upward. So you cannot say that this is a stationary process. One more like this. Okay, so there is a downfall means downfall, downfall, downfall. Then upward means upward, upward, upward. So it is not coming back to, like this. There is a memory, means it is increasing, means increasing. It is behaving on the yesterday's value. In this, there is a trend. Okay, so autocorrelation is there. Whatever price value was yesterday, today's value is dependent on that. Maybe in this also, and like in this case, you can see somewhat value stationary test will tell us whether it is stationary or not, but we can see. So this is a sudden shock, but it has immediately come back. This is a shock, and after shock, it has come down to mean. So it does not have memory. What happens if this goes up, then after this it is going up. Okay, so it has memory.
Okay, so that means the impact of all these sudden vibrations, sudden changes will not percolate for the following days to a great extent.
Yeah, so this is the stationary process. It has finite memory. Okay.
Understood, sir. Understood now. Thank you.
Okay. आज आपका किसी से झगड़ा हुआ और एक दिन आपने बात बंद रखी, कल से फिर आप फ्रेंड हो गए, तो यू हैव फाइनाइट मेमोरी.
लेकिन आपके केस में सर वो मेमोरी ज्यादा रहेगी सर.
कैसे?
क्योंकि आप अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं तो हम एवरलास्टिंग मेमोरी हो जाएगी.
That is different thing, but I'm taking example. If you have fight with somebody today and you stop speaking for tomorrow, then day after tomorrow you become normal, then this is finite memory. And if you have taken this, that I will not talk to him or her forever, so you have, infinite memory. Your memory will follow your behavior. Okay.
And sir, expressed differently, having come to this program, we are going to have a substantial structural shift in our learning.
Thank you. So, but structure changes upward or downward. That is more important.
Definitely upward.
It's the same thing. Thank you, sir.
Not only structures, foundations will change.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now let's move ahead. So let's take a pause and think, but we do not have time to take a pause. So think and wonder. Remember that a time series is one realization out of many possible ones. Yesterday we have discussed that. Then how can we make sensible inferences on the underlying time series process with such a single set of observations? This is important. So let's see. To get meaningful and sensible inferences from a time series, we need a strong assumption of stationarity. The assumption treat the time series as a random sample from the from same underlying population or process. So can you see this? You can appreciate the importance of stationarity by looking at the following graph. So this is YT, and you can see YT minus 1, YT minus 2, YT plus 1, YT plus 2, YT plus 3, and so on. But all will make a normal distribution. All variables will make a normal distribution. So we can say that this is a stationary process because values are half of the values are less than mean, half of the values are more than mean. But these are the assumed perfect cases. We cannot get such kind of data, but test will tell us whether the series is stationary or not.
Sir, I have a question about this sort of representation. Can you kindly go back to the So why have we drawn those normal distribution depictions on the vertical axis and so many of them?
These are you talking about these?
Yes, so the vertical ones. Yes.
Yeah. Yesterday, you remember
stochastic phenomena.
I do.
So there are many possibilities on this, many probability, infinite probabilities, but we have taken only one value.
Okay.
Out of this, one value 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 out of this, and these data points are like that. This is mean value, and half of the values are less than mean, half of the values are more than mean. So perfectly normal distribution. So
it is only for added description, right? Just to
yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So who is the culprit? So many culprits are there, but in our data, behind the violation of stationarity assumption in the case of time series, so it is a trend. If data is not stationary, it may have some kind of trend. If data has some kind of trend, then the series becomes non-stationary. Okay. So what is trend? Can you tell me? Simple. It can create a problem in obtaining the consistent and asymptomatic normally distributed OLS estimates. So whatever we are getting here normally distributed, if there is a trend, so values will either increasing or values will either decreasing. So we have a trend, so data is not normally distributed. Trend may make our estimates at a time unstable. So trend is a persistent upward or downward movement of variable over a period of time, observed not in short term but over a long term period. So trend you can observe in a long term period, and again this short term and long term depends on your collection of data.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, ma'am, please.
So how will we define the long period of time in terms of it's a 1 year, 2 year, what?
Madam, if you are taking daily data, okay, then 1 year is you can say long time period. It will show you the trend, if there is a trend or not. If you are taking yearly data and you are collecting data of only for 2 years, so you cannot say this is long-term data.
Okay.
Means it is directly related to the number of observations.
Fine, fine, sir. Sir, actually what happened, some of the time if we are collecting the data, let's say for the stocks, right? And if it is a short time period, let's say for 1 month, right? It is showing some trend. But if you are taking for the long time period, let's say for the 1 year, then it is not showing that much trend.
Then you have to see what happens in that month.
Fine, sir.
You have to see what happened in that particular month, because if you collect daily data for 1 year, that particular month may show you the spike. Then it is coming down, mean reverting process after that.
Okay, okay, sir. So in stationery, it is some time period is defined, sir, that let's say we need to take a 10 years or it is something in the frequency or something it is defined, sir, that for checking the stationarity?
Madam, I would like to suggest you to stick with your objective and type of data. As I told you, if you are collecting the data of GDP and it is available on yearly basis, you collect for 15, 20, 30 years. That will be fine.
Okay. Okay, sir.
But if you are collecting the data of sale prices on daily basis, you collect the data for at least 1 year. You can go beyond that also, but for at least 1 year.
Fine, fine, sir.
So it is directly related with the number of observations. Time period doesn't mean that we have yearly, daily, weekly, but what is the frequency?
Okay.
What is the frequency that will matter, and number of observations will matter. Okay.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Now, trends are of two types. One is deterministic trend, second one is stochastic trend. So deterministic trend tells us expected YT minus 1 is equal to beta 1. In this case, if we subtract the value of yesterday from today's value, then it is directly beta slope. Okay. In case of stochastic process, if we are deducting the value of yesterday from expected value of today, then we are getting alpha plus some noise. Means yesterday's price is not able to determine today's price completely. It is defining up to some extent. Okay, that will go to alpha constant, but some other thing is also there that is defining the price of today. So that some other thing is known as your noise, and error term is also. So this random amount. So this change, this random amount means you can say that if price of gold is going up, you can say yesterday it goes up, today it will also go up. But what happens? Suddenly it goes down. So some other random amount is there, some other noise, some other error term is there, which is also defining the price of today, price of gold today. So one is deterministic when we are, determining the price of today on the basis of yesterday, and that is true. Model works, then it is a deterministic trend. But if we are not able to define price of today on the basis of yesterday completely, that is defining but not completely, some other variable is also there. So this process is known as stochastic trend. Is it clear?
Clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
So you can see here. So this is deterministic trend. You can see the values are within this limit. Okay, this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. So you can predict what will happen yesterday, what has happened today, and what will happen tomorrow. You can directly see some downward, then upward, then so you can see and you can predict the value of tomorrow will be within this limit. Okay, so you can have calculated risk. If you are investing, you have calculated risk. Maximum loss is this and maximum gain is like that. Okay, but what in this case? Stochastic trend. Now you can see. Can you predict exactly? There is an upward trend. There is an upward trend, but trend is stochastic. Yesterday's price, yesterday's sale is affecting today's sales, But some other factors are also there. Maybe festive season, maybe advertisement, maybe some other factors. Maybe government announced bonus to employees and they are buying more products. Maybe any variable, but that other variable is also defining my sales for tomorrow. Is it clear? So deterministic trend, this is predicted sales, and you can see the actual sales is around the nearby to the predicted sales. In stochastic trend, this is predicted sales, and this is your what actual sales. So deviations are more, and you can see the residuals are maybe acceptable, maybe not acceptable. But what to do? Can we run regression, OLS regression on such kind of series or not? We will see in the next class. But non-stationary time series, what is non-stationary? Trend stationary. If this series is not stationary, this series is not also stationary. So non-stationarity because of trend maybe. So if series is trend stationary, if YT contains a deterministic trend, then what we should do? We should reduce the trend out of it. From this series, we will deduct the trend, then this series will become a stationary series, like that. So what we will do? YT minus trend becomes stationary. Then YT is known as trend stationary. If series becomes stationary after deducting trend, then it is known as trend stationary. If series is stochastic like this, okay, what we do? We differentiate it. Difference stationary. If YT contains a stochastic trend, then what we need to do? YT minus 1. It becomes stationary, then YT is known as difference stationary. We have taken difference. Okay. So remember that these can be used as strategy to make a non-stationary series as a stationary series. So these are some techniques. And
I have a question. For example, if there is a trend and for example, there is an also structural breakpoint also, then how can we make this series stationarity?
Sir, that is the point of dealing with structural break, and we will deal with the trend, stochastic trend, deterministic trend in the next class, how to deal with it. Now we are understanding what kind of trends, what kind of structural breaks maybe. Okay. Then we will learn how to deal with them. If it persists in our data, how to deal with it. So note trend stationary and difference stationary. So method of testing are same, but process of making a non-stationary series into a stationary series is a difference. For one is detrending, and for other it is differences. Okay. So let's see. Look at, we hear, we forget, we see, we remember, we do, we understand. So let's do understand the difference between trend and difference stationary. So any question before we move ahead? No. So what next? Yes. Any comment on the work of this gentleman? Yes. Please tell me.
Is moving in a slightly, I think in a more particular.
Random walk. It's a random walk.
Random walk.
Okay, but it is trying to be in a straightway line, forecast line.
No, not a straight line. Not a straight line. This is purely random walk.
Random walk is there, but trending to be in the straight line. Trending to be in a particular direction.
Okay, no issue. Let's see. What is it? Can you predict the behavior of this walk?
Yeah, northeast. No.
So this is a random walk. Okay, randomly. So what is random walk? Let's see. So random walk looks the following model. Y is a function of its lag. Yt is a function of Yt minus 1. Means today's price are dependent on yesterday's price. but some error term is also there. So where yt is the value of time period t, yt minus 1 is the value of time period t minus 1. This is error term. So if we deduct yt minus 1 from yt, then this is error term. So del yt is equal to error term. So this error term is there in this walk. We can predict yesterday if he had gone up. So today it will go up and then go up, go up, go up. Then again it came down. But what will be our prediction? It will go up. If we are predicting on the basis of yesterday's price, the price of today must go up, but it is going down. Something else is there which is driving the force. But today's price are dependent on yesterday's price. They are not increasing, they are decreasing. Still they are dependent on yesterday's price, but something else has forced to decline it. Okay. So this is your random walk, not a time series, stationary series. Random walk with a drift. So when this does not have any constant, this is random walk. When have some constant, then it is random walk. If it does not have any constant, this is random walk with drift. So this is random walk with a shock. Okay, shock going up, then it is upward only, nothing else. It is not coming down, so not a stationary process. So random walk in stock market. So Pharma applied statistics to finance. So something new emerged as efficient market hypothesis. Some of you are aware and some of you should learn about EMS. So Pharma has developed this efficient market hypothesis, whether market is random walk or not. So some studies you can see instantaneous adjustment property is known as efficient market. If markets are efficient, any shock will immediately be absorbed. Any information in the market will immediately be absorbed, and market will react for that information. So successive price changes in individual securities are independent. So a market where successive price changes in individual securities are independent is, by most definition, is a random walk market. You cannot predict random walk market, what will happen yesterday, what will happen today, and what has happened yesterday, what will happen today, and what will happen tomorrow. You cannot predict. So these kind of series is known as random walk. If market is random walk, this is known as efficient market. So many papers you will get on random walk theory, EMS theory. Markets are efficient or not, either markets are weakly efficient or not. Some other study, markets do not follow random walk. That's why people make some money out of markets. They predict what will be the market tomorrow, and they invest or they withdraw money and they make money. So this study says that market do not follow random walk. So markets are not efficient markets. They may be weakly efficient market also. So again, any question? We proceed further. That is all from my side for today's session. Any doubts?
So does it require to check stationarity in panel data also?
Madam, do you know the structure of panel data?
But sir, it's a combination of cross-sectional and longitudinal data.
Yeah. So for that purpose, I'm opening one Excel file, any one Excel file I'm opening. Okay, just a minute. So
sir, I'm back. Yes, okay.
Okay, so this is how you arrange the data of panel, like country, for example, US. Okay, and you are taking data for 5 years. Okay, so US. Okay, here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this country. Though this is the session day after tomorrow, first session, but I am just telling you. So this is country 1 and this is country 2.
Yes, sir.
This way, the number of countries, how many you have, and you will, okay, or like GDP, okay?
Yes, sir.
So can you expect the GDP of US and India will be stationary, will be normally distributed?
No, sir.
So now I hope you got the, generally people do stationarity analysis in panel data, but I do not think, personally, I do not think there is any use, because you have, if you have cross-sectional data and cross-sections has different, properties. Suppose you are doing analysis for BRICS, the economy of China, economy of India, economy of Brazil, economy of Russia, South Africa. Are they comparable?
Sir, if data is belong to only one country, then is it possible? Like
Madam,
working.
then this is not a panel.
No, sir, I'm working on a bank, sir. 40 banks
Okay.
I'm taking for
Yeah,
6 years.
then if the banks are comparable, means in terms of your variables, then it may be possible that you get stationary data, but I do not recommend to check stationarity in panel data. You can. I'm not asking that you should not. You can, but I do not recommend, because there are a lot of variations because of the nature of cross section. One bank is State Bank of India, or one bank is very small bank.
Okay, sir.
So suppose you are taking deposits. So one deposit in thousands of crores, and other one has in tens of crores deposit. So if you will compare, one data will go somewhere, other data will go somewhere. So stationarity you will not reach. So you
Sir, I
have
have
to,
done one paper actually, and I haven't checked the stationarity. And when I have present that paper in a conference, so they make an objection that why didn't you check the stationarity of the data?
Ma'am, this is purely subjective matter. I can say you why you have not checked, but you must have the answer for that. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
you must have logic. You must have explained your point of view why I have not checked. If I will check, then maximum data will be showing non-stationarity. So that will be a problem. So in panel data, you can check. Software will not deny. But
Okay,
if
sir.
you will take difference, log, and all these things, so maybe
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
you will get many structural breakpoints also.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So I hope we should stop for the session. We will be joining 12 at 12 again, and you can have a break.